Hey guys, in this video, I want to talk about Sword and Shield because I've seen a couple creators making videos talking about selling their Sword and Shield products and moving a lot of product and, getting cash heavy, I guess you could say. And I want to give my perspective on Sword and Shield, but first, couple things. First thing is Journey Together prices. I'm going to do this kind of every day for the next week or so because I know a lot of you guys do want to pick up some of these cards. The Lily's Clefairy down to around 230 USD. Enzork holding around 145. The Salamence is actually up from the 120s to 137. Iono's Belly Bolt and Hopsation around $90 to $100. I think both of these are going to continue to drop. I can't see them holding around that price. The Articuno, $45 has actually come up a little bit. The Whale Lord sitting around 36. That's come up as well from the mid-20s. En's Reshiram around 30. You have a couple gold cards in here. The Volcanion EX, Lily's Clefairy. I don't think a lot of these cards are going to hold. A lot of those will drop. Some of the lower tier IR cards are holding as well in that 10 to 18-ish dollar range. Nothing too crazy. It's really those main 6 to 8 cards that we care about. The second thing, if you guys hear fans in this video, my computer is just crashing out today. The fans are going wild. Again, take anything that I say with a grain of salt in terms of recommendations, but don't buy a new computer with the new gen Intel i9 chips. They're just so bad. Get a different processor. But getting into the video, talking about Sword and Shield, I think we are in a period right now of very high speculation. A lot of people think the market's going to eventually crash. I think a lot of people might think that there's still a year or so to go. In a bull market, could even go longer than that, considering next year's the 30th anniversary. Some people want to take profits. And if you're selling product for the sake of selling to move that money into something else, it doesn't really make sense to me right now because I don't see a lot of great buying opportunities in Pokemon. Now, if you see something that I don't see, fair enough. Or if you want to move it into a different card game, you think you can make better profits there, or maybe just the stock market, that's awesome. Okay, that's fair. But selling just to move into other Pokemon doesn't make sense right now. If you want to sell your product because you want to de-risk, you want to get to a zero cost basis, you want to just not have that mental burden of knowing you have a lot of money invested into certain boxes. That's something I understand because when I sold a lot of my booster boxes a month or two ago, that's kind of what my philosophy was. I wanted to get to a zero cost basis on Fusion Strike, which I did, and it feels great. Lost Origin, I still have 19 boxes, but my cost basis for the 19 boxes is $100. So effectively like $4 or $5 a box. Basically at a zero cost basis on Lost Origin. And I'm in the process of doing that with my Chilling Reign and Brilliant Stars as well, even though I think that Chilling Reign, Brilliant Stars, where are these boxes over here? Fusion Strike, Evolving Skies, Lost Origin, all these boxes I still have. I think all these boxes are going to be higher within the next 3 to 5 years, maybe even 1 to 2 years. And again, we've talked about this on the channel multiple times. When we saw that bear market, in 2022, 2023, a lot of the Sun and Moon sets that were already $300, $400, $500, a lot of those only saw small corrections, and depending on how strong of a set it was, within 3 months to 6 months, maybe even 8 months for a couple of them, those boxes were already reaching all-time highs again in a bear market. So I think the same thing's going to happen with Sword and Shield. All this stuff is out of print. It's very unlikely we see any more of it from the Pokemon company as Pokemon's trying to catch up with Prismatic, Surging Sparks, Paldean Fates, all of these other sets. So if you sell now, you got to understand that you are losing out on that. But if you think you can put it into something better, fair play. I just don't see where people are putting their money right now that makes sense. Journey Together, I think, is way overpriced in the 240s. I would not be buying Journey Together at that price. I would much rather buy something like Surging Sparks. And even buying Surging Sparks around 240 doesn't feel great to me, right? I bought a couple boxes a bit lower than that recently, but I wouldn't want to buy a ton and build a huge position at 240 for a set that new, especially with the market we're in. Destin Rivals, I think that's going to be even worse. You're going to see stores selling boxes over $300 at release, could be even higher, really depends on what happens. Prismatic, maybe buying ETBs in that 130-ish range might not be too bad. If you can get them close to $100, that's probably a decent shout as well. But again, it's going to be very difficult to build a large position, and it's also a very new set. Pokemon knows it's going to be a very popular set. It already is a popular set. It's probably going to be printed a lot. It could get the Crown Zenith effect, and even Crown Zenith, I mean, you can make decent money on Crown Zenith. If we go over here and look at the past year, up 178% on the ETBs, but that's from where they crashed to the bottom and bottomed out. If you bought them at $70, again, it would be still a decent return, but not as crazy. So I think a lot of people are going to get burned in this market. And I don't think there's a lot of decent buying opportunities right now, unfortunately. But there are lots of good holds. Like all of these Sword and Shield boxes, to me, are great holds. I don't think you should be selling them. When you look at sites like eBay, because I think this is important too, not just looking at TCG Player. Lowest listed for Chilling Reign right now is 470-ish Canadian pre-tax. If we put that into a converter, that's about $328.50, almost $330 USD for Chilling Reign. And again, that's pre-tax. You spend 12% at least in Canada on eBay, so that's closer to 360, 370 USD after tax. For you guys in the States or in a place where you only get charged 5% or something, it's a bit cheaper. But you're sitting around 360 on Chilling Reign. Like that's quite expensive for these boxes, especially considering a year ago they were $220. Like that's a solid 50% return. And there's not a ton of boxes out there either. That's another thing. Like sure, there are a lot listed, but you're only going through maybe 40, 50 boxes before you get close to $500 Canadian. So there's not as much on the market for some of these sets as people think. And with something like Brilliant Stars, which I don't actually have an eBay listing up right now, Fusion Strike's another decent example we can use. The lowest listed on the market in North America, because there was one box in Australia cheaper and a couple in the UK. In North America, the cheapest box, at least for us in Canada, is going to run about $690 Canadian, which when you do the conversion, 480 USD. And again, like there are some listed, but it doesn't take you too long until you see $700 boxes. Really, like maybe a dozen boxes less than that. And then again, you guys in the States, like you'll have some lower, but for us in Canada, a little bit different market. Either way, it doesn't take too long before you're in the 700s. You're constantly seeing listings like this. And within a year or two, because this is a very popular set still, people enjoy chasing the Gengar, which is still $650-ish. Maybe I can pull that up over here. We can see where the Gengar is. Actually, I might have it over here already somewhere. The Gengar still holding around $650. The Espeon, $330. The Mew in third place, 165-ish. Then you have the Mew V, you have the Celebi V. Like, you gotta be delusional if you don't think someone in the future is gonna try and open a set like this and chase some of these cards. Like, just great hits. People are gonna want to chase them. Just the way that people look at the base set Charizard or some of the gold stars that people really want to gamble and chase. I could totally see that with Fusion Strike within the next 10, 15 years, right? Like down the line, these are going to be boxes people want to open and go after those top hits. And I don't think people realize how lucky we were in Sword and Shield era. We got the Fusion Strike, we got Evolving Skies, which I'm not even going to talk about, the Moonbreon, the Rayquaza, second most expensive card, holding over 800. Lost Origin, we have a Giratina, over 600 as well. The Aerodactyl in there. Even Brilliant Stars, right? You have a nice Charizard, which again, these had a bit easier pull rates, I think, than some of those other sets. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the Charizard's around $200 still. You have the Umbreon VMAX, Mimikyus, the Umbreon Vs, and the Sylveon V and VMAXs as well, and Arceus. Like, these sets are super deep. People want a lot of these cards. They're willing to chase them. So all of these boxes are going to be opened in the future. And this was an incredibly long-winded and only semi-coherent explanation as to why I think holding your Sword and Shield boxes right now just makes a lot of sense, because I think all of them are going to be more expensive in the future. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. If you made it this far, you made it all the way to the end as well, you're probably a true fan, because man, sometimes I ramble, and I can tell in this video, even before editing, it's going to be a bit rough. Also, if you guys are shopping, eBay, Hobbiesville, TCG Player, if you want to get a Poke Notify subscription, links in the description down below. They're free, easy to use. I get a small kickback from it, so it supports the channel. With that said, stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.